What's up, everybody? This is Chris M. Walker from Legiit, back here with another legit success story from one of our premier clients, Brian Webb. Brian, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Doing good, doing good. Where are you coming from today?
I am in Oklahoma, Tulsa, Oklahoma. So
Oh, cool.
in the U.S. So yeah, I own Web Designs. We're social. We do websites, SEO, social media, marketing, and lead generation. So
Awesome. Awesome. And how
been
long you been doing that?
probably about 10 years. Really ramping it up lately. Most of it was on the previous for another job, and then just kind of decided I'm gonna do it on my own, and it just kind of spiraled and kept going. So
Awesome. That's the way to do it, right? Like it's
yeah,
definitely better on your own.
yeah, exactly.
So you say you do like web design and social media?
Yeah, most of what we do is websites and SEO, but we also, a lot of our clients that require SEO want social media management and things like that. And then through some of the connections that you have with the great resources on Legiit, we've expanded and helped people with graphics and stuff. Thanks to Mascot Guy Lahiru, who made this. Whoops, it's on this side. This great Zoom background for me.
Oh, that's
But
awesome.
yeah,
That's cool. That's makes me happy to hear that it makes it's like there are other things I would offer too, and I don't know how to do, but I get asked for. So I use freelancers to fill in those gaps as well.
yeah, exactly.
Awesome. I mean, you mentioned using graphics, but like, do you outsource the web design or the SEO, or what? How do you use the platform?
We do. We have staff that we have, but you know how it goes. You get overwhelmed or get special orders in, and you need help. So we have some go tos that. Well, first off, I found you when we were searching, and we're always trying to improve SEO, and we did this Superstar Academy. Was it? No, it's
Oh, that was
what
right.
is that it? Okay, yeah. So then we just been following you, and then we found our way on Legiit. Legit's amazing. Whenever we run behind or need a little extra help, is it all right if I plug their names?
Yeah, of course.
So I hope I don't butcher this, but Muktesh Patel, we use him for any social media accounts we need. Love Citation Expert if I need some help with citations or correcting them or anything like that. The big two that we use would be Sir Poss Tom. Tom's amazing, does unbelievable help with domain authority and trust stuff like that if we're running into an error. And then Lahiru, Mascot Guy, like I was mentioning, did this. He's helped with some proposal infographics because sometimes we're good on the nerdy side, but I'm not on the creative artistic side. So
Either.
having him in your back pocket's amazing. So yeah,
Yeah, he's great. He gets things done a lot faster than a lot of graphic people I've worked with in the past. Which is, as an entrepreneur, I tend to be a bit impatient. So I I appreciate that.
yeah, yeah. No, I'm the same way. That's why we've kind of landed. We tabbed those particular guys, and those are kind of our go-to. I need to kind of explore some more probably because I'm sure there's just so many great people out
There
there.
are.
But man, when you get guys that like that are fast and they communicate, it's just makes the difference.
You mentioned citation expert. I'm going to do him the courtesy of not trying to pronounce his actual name.
Same. That's why I didn't.
Yeah. But funny story I like to always tell about him is that he has 100% on time delivery in the 5 years he's been with us. And then there was one time that I don't know exactly what happened, but there was some sort of system glitch where it dropped his percentage from 100 to like 99.99, and he lost his shit. He was so upset that it wasn't 100% anymore. And, we eventually got it fixed. But that, to me, that says a lot about his character, that zero point zero 0.01 was upsetting to him, that he's
Yeah.
that concerned with detail. So I always tell
Right.
that story whenever it comes up, his name comes up.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the same on probably all those guys I mentioned. They have outstanding reviews, which, as you know, is really hard to do to please everybody because you can give somebody the world and they can always have something to complain about.
Yeah. Yeah. We also have a thing where if it's late and somebody cancels, they get a 1-star review automatically, and freelancers hate that, which is understandably because everybody, judges by reviews. And so we try to have a lot of integrity when it comes to that sort of thing.
Yeah,
We only remove a review if a customer asks us to. So
right, right.
I've even got some bad ones myself, so
Yeah, I mean, it's inevitable. You can't you can't help it.
yeah.
So,
So we try to
um,
have as much integrity in that system as possible, but also balance, we try to do what's right, basically.
right, right. I love the new platform, the new look, the purple.
Thank you.
And if anybody hasn't used your new dashboard, they need to get on that. That's really handy too. I really like it.
First of all, thank you for bringing that up. You're the first
Yeah.
one that's brought that up in these interviews that I've done. But that's going to be kind of like the direction that we're going, is because there's a lot of marketplaces out there now. It's a dime a dozen. I was in a community called Everything Marketplaces. There was like 10,000 people in it. Now they were all in different niches and things like that. But my point is that there's too many of those, and we wanted to differentiate ourselves. So we had to think about what we really wanted to be as a platform. And what I wanted to do was help businesses, you know, and I found that one of the biggest, not complaints, but things that pieces of feedback we got was there's so much stuff. I don't know what to buy or who to use and things like that. So we came up with some software that will give you the information about your site, and then also use AI to look at like the years of data we have, and then come up with what the best solution is for you. So that was kind of the theory behind the dashboard. And then we're going to add a whole bunch more stuff to that. And we were just discussing that yesterday, actually, to that in the near future. So I'm happy that you're already happy with it.
Oh yeah, it's exciting to know, because it's already very useful. So yeah, I like it. It's not as impressive as your collection behind you, but it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I get it. I started that as a hobby last year because like I'd been working on the businesses for so long. There was nothing left of me, as weird as that sounds. So I had to like find a hobby. And one day I bought one of those. I saw one in the store. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Let me buy one of those. And I went at home and I started looking into it, and I realized it was like this whole thing. So now I buy like a handful of them every week. And like every video I do, somebody brings that up. So it's been good for video engagement too.
You need one of those massive ones. I saw one in the store that looked like it was like 3 foot. Oh, there it is. Those things are huge.
Yep. Yeah, I've got like 1,000 of them now or so.
Oh, that's cool.
And one other little tidbit about that is because they're in my videos, I can write them off as tax write-offs because they're like props or decorations or stuff. So
no, 100%.
God bless America.
Exactly.
About that. So anyway, thank you for letting me tell that story too. But
yeah, the other thing I like is I realized you got into fighting recently too. So congrats on popping the cherry, I guess you could say, on that. The first one's always the hardest. I used to do that when I was a little younger. So
yeah, you know, I'm 45 and I've been training on and off for about 10 years.
Okay.
Well, 10 years cumulatively, not in a row. And like, it's something when I signed back up last year, again, same time I started collecting these, I was like trying to get my personal life back under control.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll just sign up because it helps to get in shape and make some friends and that sort of thing. And then in February, a bunch of the people I trained with had fights, and I went and watched, to be supportive. And I'm watching them thinking, I think I can do this. And so I thought about it a little while, and I asked some of the coaches, and they told me to do it. And, I trained for that for a while. And then last Saturday I had my first batch, and unfortunately it didn't go my way, but it's great. It's a great feeling, but it's also, I think it's a great metaphor too, that you can learn to if you can learn to get punched in the face, you can learn to do anything.
Yeah. I mean, you're already a winner. You've done like what 99% of the people in the world will never do. So,
yeah, and the guys that I trained, well, first of all, I had a practice match at my school with a guy who's 20. So I'm literally 25 years older than him, and I won. So like, I feel pretty good about that, especially at my age.
Yeah, that's awesome. I didn't mean to get off track legit, but that's an important thing. I mean, we get so caught up in all this SEO and all this technical stuff. You've got to have some releases. So
yeah, and I had to find that out the hard way. So I'm glad you brought that up. I think it's probably valuable for anybody watching. So
100%. So, but yeah, to get back on Legiit, it's really helped me a lot when we get overloaded. And like I said, those guys deliver. The fact that you hold them, accountable. You can you've now got it where you can be verified. They've got to have a picture. I love all that stuff. The security of it. It's just been a win for us. So
yeah, the ID verification, that was a tough decision to make, because I get why somebody might want to be anonymous, because not everybody on the internet is nice. So,
right. Yeah,
so we found a way to come up with a happy medium where they could use a logo or a picture of themselves, but we still had to see their ID, and there's a process. And it turns out there are apps out there designed specifically to help with this sort of thing. So we partnered with one of those, and it's helped. I think it adds a lot of trust. And like, interestingly enough, as soon as we started doing it, people started asking if they could get it. I thought it was going to be, I thought it was going to be like a fight to get people to do it. And like, we can't keep up with the amount of people that want to do it. So I don't know if they think that the check mark like gives them more credibility, which it does, but yeah, I was wrong, basically, that it was going to be a fight. And now it's like people actually want it. So
yeah, I think nowadays, like you said, with everybody wants to be a keyboard warrior and do things shady on the internet. Finding places with verified, vetted people is extremely valuable. So
yeah, and then we have like, you didn't bring this up, but just to go on, build on that, we have a layer beyond that too. We have what are called legit checked services. And that's ones that we have either myself or one of the experts in the other categories literally look at like not only the service and the quality of the deliverable and that, but also the customer service of the freelancer. And if they get that, then they can have like a legit checked badge. And that's like another level of verification beyond that. And that's not to say that somebody that doesn't have that is not good, but it's like another level of credibility that you can get. And the application is pretty tedious. You have to make a video explaining why you should have it and give experience and examples and stuff like that. So
yeah, in fact, I filter and use that a lot because I want that. Like my clients deserve the best. So when I'm going to use you, I'm not going to use just anyone. Right. Or when I'm going to go outside of my own company, it's got to be somebody that's legit. There you go. So there's a dumb dad joke,
an accident, by the way.
So anyway,
yeah, that's good to know. I mean, and that's a good point. Like when you work with someone, you're literally taking their livelihood in your hands. So we try to value that in our customers as well. So it's good to hear that you feel that same way.
Yeah, no, I've noticed that in the way that you portray yourself online and everything, that, there's deep meaning and value and friendships and things like that, and helping people. That's kind of the way we try to be. In times I work too much on my other people's projects because I kind of see their business as my business. So
yep, I feel the same.
And so when somebody's not happy, it kind of hurts, stings a little, kind of like the review that he got that one time you were telling about. So yeah, it means a lot. Yeah.
So no, that's good to hear. And you said your business is called Web Designs with a Z. Can you just tell us a little bit
about it? Obviously the two B's, the Web's a play off my last name. And then I tried to do web designs, the S wasn't there. And I was like, I'll just throw a Z on the end. And it's caused a little headache sometimes where people will try to send the email or go to the wrong domain. But for the most part, it's okay. But it's going to happen. But anyway. Oh, and then I can't remember his name now. Abram. He did my logo. I got my logo from you guys too.
Ahmed Abraham.
Yes. So
awesome. He's very graphically talented.
Oh yes, he is. So anyway, that's the name of the company. We have a few services up there, but most of that was I was just hiring Lehiru, I hope I'm not butchering his name, mascot guy. We had hired him to help him with his wedding. So I was getting services. So I was like, hey, why don't you just throw some stuff up there for me and make graphics and pages? We'll eventually get into pushing him to sell them. But for now, I was just kind of hiring to help him out because I like the guy so much.
Yeah, he's a great guy. He works with us internally as well. Like he's in our Slack and everything. So.
Oh, good. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So I appreciate that. And we will link to that in the description. But what is it? So just is what webdesigns.com or
it's WEBBDESIN or IGNZ. So but yeah, you can link to it if you want. But yeah, funny thing about him, my youngest son that we adopted is from Sri Lanka, and I think he's an ambassador for you guys for Sri Lanka, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So anyway, that's kind of
that's a very nice thing of you to do too. So thank you.
I just thought it was kind of neat. You don't meet too many people from Sri Lanka or hear about them, or I don't anyway. So
until Legiit, I hadn't either. But we actually have a pretty nice community of people there. So
after I've seen his pictures, I want to fly there.
Right,
that place is beautiful. So. Yeah. Are you able to release any of the little tidbits of the dashboard tweaks you're looking at, or is
one of the things we're going to do is the rank tracker is going to get much more helpful. So to be able to suggest keywords and find competitors that might have keywords you have and things like that. There will be Google Business or whatever the fuck they call it. Part of my language.
Business profile, yeah.
Whatever they call it now.
Yeah.
It'll have that. It'll be integrated. Eventually it'll have a grid rank tracker built in. And then we're going to build an AI content writer into it too.
Okay.
That one, yeah. And then there's a whole list of other stuff beyond that. But yeah, content writer was a tough decision because it feels like at first glance, it feels like it would be taken away from our content writing services. But fact is, since ChatGPT came out, that's decreased by 60-70% anyway.
No, it's inevitable. I mean, so
yeah,
there's no way around it.
Right. So we figured instead of trying to beat it, we would join it and integrate that. And then Legiit Leads, our lead generation tool, is eventually going to be built into the platform as well.
Awesome.
Yeah, we're just going to keep bolting stuff onto it to where the goal is to any business. We want every business on earth to use the platform, and we want them to just be able to plug in their site and have everything they need.
Great. That's a great idea. Back on what you were saying, a lot of those guys get threatened, and I've heard people in the SEO world getting worried about AI. You're still going to need somebody to write those prompts. You're still going to need somebody to tweak it. So I know those guys are worried, but I still order services. I mean, because you still need that hands-on.
Well, I also think, and this is just theory, but I also think that it's going to come back around because like people are good. I can still tell AI content 100% of the time when I read
Oh,
it.
oh yeah, yeah,
And I think that
absolutely.
people are going to get sick of that eventually and want good content again. And I think that good content writers will be able to charge more eventually once the fad wears off a little bit. And
Yeah,
like there's going to be a demand for people that can write actually good stuff as opposed to they can push a button and get a 1,000-word article.
right. Oh, 100%. Yeah, it's just gotten to where it's too lazy. So,
Yeah. And
yeah,
it's not just content. Like I can tell social media posts or even comments on social media posts when they're fake as like people don't talk this way, and it's like they forget that
yeah,
it's a weird time to be alive. I guess
it,
is
it
what it's.
is very weird. It's kind of Skynet, but,
Yeah, it really is. But I'm not gonna lie,
but
I use it for a lot of things too. So
oh, I do too. But you always want to put that extra eye on it. But it's fun to play with too. So,
it is. All right. Well, I know you're very busy. I won't take up any more of your time. Anything else you want to talk about with us?
uh, no, just I appreciate everything that you do as far as just not the marketplace, but you could easily just kind of as a CEO sit back and not be involved, but you're still giving out training and stuff. I mean, I tend to think I know a lot about it, but I'm always still trying to learn and watching your videos. So really appreciate it. So
I appreciate that. I don't have like the biggest YouTube subscribing, so whatever channel, but I try to make what I make be more useful and less clickbait. So I hope that it helps somebody.
yeah,
Cool. All right. Well, I
yep.
appreciate your time. We will link to your business in the description. So if anybody wants to connect with you, they can do that there. And
All right.
thank you. All
Hey, appreciate you, Chris, man.
right.
Talk
Have
to
a
you
good day.
later.